Good morning, everyone. Please join me as we welcome the Board of Education and District Administrators to the field. And when they arrive, we'll begin the ceremony. Dr. Sinha, Mrs. McLaughlin, Dr. Cannoni from Central Administration, Mr. Holub, Mr. Pinot, Mrs. Granville, Mr. Casaro, and Mr. Wakeham of the Board of Education, and Mrs. Angela Heineman, newly retired President of the Board of Education. Welcome. Graduates, please stand. Thank you. Graduates, when you are seated, you are socially distanced. If it is your prerogative, you may remove your masks while you're at your seats and remain socially distanced throughout the ceremony. Good morning and welcome to all of you, class of 2000 and your families. Graduates, please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, read by your Student Council President, Jamie Besendorfer.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Jamie. We're now going to play the Star Spangled Banner, and this version is one that you've heard every morning on the AM announcements. And I want to thank Elizabeth Dodarian, Alexandra Davidson, and Mr. Mayo for being in the office every day to make those happen for the last 4 years. The National Anthem. Please be seated. It's a hot one out here today, so I'll be brief, but I want to say how much I will miss this class, and not because of the last 4 months, but because you are an amazing group of individuals that has made the last 4 years so enjoyable to come to work every day and do my best to make Garden City High School a better place. I have 2 simple pieces of advice that I normally write in students' yearbooks. Make good decisions and have fun. Best of luck to all of you in your future endeavors. Before we move forward, I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the service of the men and women in uniform at home and abroad, keeping us safe in so many ways this year. I would also like to observe a moment of silence for all of those individuals individuals we lost this year, especially Coach Tom Flatley, whose legend and impact on Garden City High School will never be forgotten. Thank you. I need to recognize the high school assistant principals, Dave Parada, Mandy Stefankevich, and Marty Malone, for their daily insight and professionalism. I would now like to again introduce the distinguished members of the dais, Dr. Sinha, Mrs. McLaughlin, and Dr. Cannoni from District Administration, and Mr. Holub, Mr. Pinot, Mrs. Granville, Mr. Casara, and Mr. Wakeham of the Board of Education. And especially the newly retired President of the Board of Education, Mrs. Angela Heineman. Congratulations and thank you for your service. I also want to congratulate newly retired district administrators, English coordinator Bernadette Arnone and athletic director Dawn Cerrone. I would now like to welcome this year's salutatorian, Catherine Stout.
Good morning and welcome to graduation. I'd like to thank the members of the Board of Education, Dr. Sinha and the District Administration, Mr. Steingrubner, the high school administration, and all of the teachers and staff. I'd also like to thank the families of the graduates of 2020. Mom, Dad, Brendan, Elizabeth, I definitely wouldn't have made it here without you. I have always been terrified of public speaking and was nervous for this day from the moment I was named salutatorian. Despite this, when the school year was cut short and graduation was up in the air, I was so sad at the prospect of not doing it. I feel so lucky to actually be able to be here with you all today and experience this moment that seemed so unlikely even a month ago. As I started to think about my themes for this speech, I struggled to figure out how I could express all that the class of 2020 had been through. When we picked up our yearbooks in early June, as I flipped through and came to my picture, I was struck by the quote I picked in the beginning of the year. Be nice to everyone, always smile, and appreciate the little things because they could all be gone tomorrow. I had no idea how true this quote would be. We thought we had 4 more months full of laughs, excitement, and cherishing our hard-earned last moments with those who we have grown up with since kindergarten. We missed waving at our friends in the hallways with beaming smiles on our faces, bursting out laughing at funny moments in class, and wrapping our friends in big hugs to congratulate them on their plans for next year. We also missed many big moments, like playing our last season of sports, signing each other's yearbooks, and most importantly, saying goodbye to all the teachers and classmates that have had such a large impact on our lives. However, if there's one thing this unexpected end has taught me, it's to always appreciate the little things. Life moves fast, and it's all too easy to get caught up in everything and forget to enjoy where you are. When the world stops, the little things are the things you miss the most. One positive that came from this temporary pause was the chance to reflect on the past and the future and truly take in and appreciate all that life has to offer. So to my classmates, as we take the next step, thank you for everything. This has always been a community where I felt so supported, in good times and in bad. In looking back on my amazing time in this school, the small moments are definitely the memories I will treasure forever. I am so thankful for the 3 3/5 years we have spent together and all the experiences we were able to have that more than make up for the missed time. I wish luck to everyone and can't wait to see the amazing things you will accomplish in the future.
Thank you, Catherine. Please welcome Riley Bauer, the senior class president, to present the senior gift.
Dear graduates of the class of 2020, congratulations. Unfortunately, we were not able to participate in the Battle of the Classes this year. Each year, this fundraiser donates 100% of the money raised to the Jamie and Paige Malone Foundation, a non-for-profit that assists local families, charities, and individuals in need. To further Jamie and Paige's tremendous legacy, the class of 2020 will donate $3,000 to their foundation. It has been a pleasure and a privilege to be your class president for the last 2 years. Remember, success is never owned, but rented, and the rent is due every day. You pay with your work, your sacrifices, and your discipline. Best of luck to all of you. Thank you for the incredible memories. I just want to thank the teachers, the staff, my family for getting me here, and my place in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Riley. George Arianis will now read his essay he submitted to win the Julia Maloney Scholarship.
Good morning, everyone, and congrats to all the graduates. The Julia Maloney Scholarship is awarded to a student who writes an essay about a teacher who impacted their life. I just wrote about my middle school gym teacher, Mr. Tullo. I'm so happy to be here in person to share this with you. While gym class may be an afterthought to most, my middle school gym teacher, Mr. Tullo, introduced me to the world of fitness, which has provided me with a fulfilling lifestyle and lifelong interest. Mr. Tullo demonstrated his passion for fitness, a passion that changed my life for the better in health class, gym, and even advanced PE. My first experience with Mr. Tullo was in 6th grade health class, in which he piqued my interest with a new program he was starting, CrossFit. As a scrawny 11-year-old, I had seldom worked out at that point. After I attended that first session, Mr. Tullo's attitude and passion kept me coming back. In both 6th and 7th grades, I woke up early twice a week to learn from Mr. Tullo about form for new exercises, such as keeping my back straight while squatting. In my 8th grade year, Mr. Tullo announced that the school offered a workout class, Advanced PE, as an elective. I was the first to sign up for it, knowing it would satisfy my ever-growing passion for fitness. After 3 years of working out under Mr. Tullo, I had a great base of both physical muscle and knowledge to continue working out outside of school. I joined the varsity swim team my freshman year of high school, something Mr. Tullo always encouraged me to do. Building off the knowledge I had obtained, I joined the local UFC gym and created my own workout plan that allowed me to set goals and achieve them on a weekly basis. The gym provides structure and allows me to release stress. Additionally, I have introduced many of my friends to the fit lifestyle I practice, and it is often a topic of conversation among us. Without Mr. Tullo nurturing my love of fitness, all the benefits and my passion for the gym would not exist. While Mr. Tullo provided me with irreplaceable encouragement and knowledge in the weight room, he was also a friend outside it. He quickly became my favorite teacher with his fun attitude and outgoing personality. One of my fondest memories with Mr. Tullo was in 8th grade when I starred as Danny Zuko in the middle school's production of Grease. Even though I would not be able to swim on the varsity team that year, Mr. Tullo was ecstatic when he heard I had landed the lead role. He even volunteered to support me the night of the show as a teacher chaperone for the performance. His unwavering support for everything that I did in and out of the gym left a lasting impact on me, as I try to show the same support to my friends in their endeavors. By opening the door to the world of fitness, Mr. Tullo changed my life for the better. I am forever grateful for him and his lessons, which I carry with me every day. Thank you to Garden City and to the teachers and staff for the countless memories, and good luck to all my fellow graduates.
Unfortunately, Mr. Tullo is not here today, but thank you, George, for the wonderful essay. Please welcome the Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Kusum Sinha.
Thank you, Mr. Steingrubner. members of the Board of Education, administrators, faculty and staff, parents, grandparents, friends of class of 2020, and soon-to-be graduates, welcome. Today is a very special day. 4 years ago, you were just a bunch of wide-eyed 8th graders looking through the high school course catalog with wonderment, dreaming of all the possibilities while picking classes you never thought would be available, and contemplating the lasting friendships and incredible experiences that awaited you. But now, I see artists who draw, paint and sculpt. I see industrial and graphic designers. I see film directors, photographers, and fashion designers, each vulnerable, but still not afraid to share their unique perspectives of the world. I see scholars, engineers, computer scientists, doctors, and researchers. I see athletes, musicians, and caring young people who reach out to help others. What an impressive group of young people you have grown up to become, and I have no doubt that each and every one of you will be successful after leaving us. In your young lives, you have already been part of historic times. You were born in the shadows of 9/11, grew up during massive technology transformations that has permanently changed our lives, and are now living through a pandemic that is hopefully once-in-a-lifetime event. You are resilient and resourceful. Challenges and opportunities abound, and you have exciting times coming up. This is just the beginning. I've only had the fortune of being with you for 2 years, but one thing I have seen as I've talked to many of you, your parents, your teachers, and other members of the community, is how optimistic and resilient you all are. I've seen your grace and poise during the school year and how you have handled these past few months. I couldn't be more proud of you. As you leave us and move on to the next phase of your life, carry the same sense of optimism, resilience as you have today. You don't know what twists and turns await you and how life is full of surprises. Take it from me, it's all about the journey. In my own personal story, if anyone suggested to me that I'd have the good fortune to be standing in front of you today, I would have never believed it. I came to the U.S. as an immigrant when I was in elementary school and lived through my own interesting times. One thing I learned early was the value of community, hard work, and making the best of the circumstances that you're in. I have also been blessed with great opportunities and amazing people who have come into my life and mentored me. For me, these are the core aspects that transcend any time in which you live. As you continue on your journey, the one thing I can pass on to you is that you are responsible for your lives. Take control of your destiny and seek out the opportunities you want. Events and conditions don't shape you, help you grow, or define who you are. It's the actions you take and how you handle the conditions that do. Work hard and be prepared to seize the opportunities that come your way. Remember that luck is when being prepared intersects with opportunity. You need to work hard to help create those opportunities. In the recent months, we have experienced such unrest, not just in our local communities, but nationally, globally, with the healthcare crisis, the economic crisis, and with the social challenges we're seeing today. In the same way that the previous generations advanced our country, I know you will do your part and make our country a better place. Life is never perfect, but it is wonderful. Enjoy the journey. I am confident that you'll meet the future with the same grace and poise that I've seen. So seek opportunities and lead your life with purpose and intention. You are our future leaders, our beacon of hope, and through your resiliency, you will make us better. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Thank you, Dr. Sinha. It is my pleasure to welcome your 2020 valedictorian, Mary Foxon.
Good morning, class of 2020. Somehow we made it through these challenging 4 years and even our especially interesting senior year. I'm so happy we're gathered together one last time before going our separate ways in the fall. I would like to start by thanking the members of the Board of Education, Dr. Sinha and District Administration, Mr. Steingrubner and High Administration, graduates and their families, and all teachers and staff for their unending efforts during the pandemic and these past 4 years. In addition, I need to take the time now to say thank you to my family. This is one of the few opportunities I will get to publicly express how grateful I am to have them in my life. Dad, Mom, Annie, Timmy, and Julia, I wouldn't be the same without all of you, and I wouldn't be standing here today if it weren't for you. And in light of what happened these past few months, let us take the time to reflect on those who were personally affected by this pandemic. Those who lost loved ones, those who lost their jobs and livelihoods, and those who worked tireless hours in our hospitals. I need to say thank you especially to my mom, Dr. Foxen, for working through the thousands of patients in the face of a daily threat. Our hearts go out to all of you, and we acknowledge all the strength you have shown, despite the hardships you've endured. For the first time ever on March 16th, 2020, I announced to my friends and family I missed school. I can admit this now, but if there was ever a chance of snow in the winter, I would constantly refresh Snow Day Calculator on my phone, hoping that school would be canceled. However, in the time I had to sit around doing close to nothing all day during the shutdown, I realized what I missed so greatly at Garden City. We learned from side conversations, from quotes on the whiteboard, and from seeing each other's faces and expressions every day. We lost the thrill of attacking new material in the classroom and engaging with so many friends, teachers, and classmates. Our entire integrated experience and daily connection suddenly became absent right at the moment we were looking forward to so much. My dad told me not to get upset, to take it a day at a time, and not to show my unrest or frustration of losing our day-to-day life that we take so much for granted. A month into the quarantine, it became easier to adjust to the lifestyle, to fall into the limbo of sleeping late and unproductivity in the midst of all that was happening, and almost forget what we were so passionate about before. However, after I had time to reflect on my education during my time at Garden City Schools and to read more outside our curriculum, I was reminded of the importance of our human connection and the importance of holding on to what brings us joy in our lives. I realized that sometimes we must accept the hard times. We must push through and hold our heads high to not worry or discourage those around us. And while there is a time to be patient and endure, there also comes a time for action and initiative. We cannot allow ourselves to grow passive to our potential in the midst of the hardships that surround us. Now more than ever, it is evident that when we use this potential to work towards a better tomorrow. The theoretical physicist Brian Greene talks about how special our lives and our moment of thought are on this very planet in this universe. From his newest book, he writes, "Our moment of thought, our instant of light, is at once rare, wondrous, and precious." Our moment is rare, and we are lucky to be living in it, for we have this chance to do so much for everyone in this country and in the world. It is truly wondrous because the possibilities for our own futures are infinite. We must not pass this moment up. It is important and precious. Our class is so fortunate to be the new leaders of society and take hold of such a great future. Whether or not we are able to take advantage of this moment will depend on our ability to push past our internal conflict and work together. Our diversity can give us strength, but our differences can sometimes prevent us from achieving our goals. 60 years ago, President John F. Kennedy spoke of finding our common interests to solve our external strife. And his words still apply to our country today. Let us not be blind to our differences, but let us also direct attention to our common interests and to the means by which those differences can be resolved. For, in the final analysis, our most basic common link is that we all inhabit this small planet. We all breathe the same air, and we all cherish our children's future, and we are all mortal. And as we go forward in our moment, we must be conscious of our differences, but not let them pose an obstacle as we work to improve our society. We must be careful to listen and learn from those around us, but know when it is right to speak out and hold our ground. But most importantly is how we will work together and finding our common ground as human beings, hoping to make the world and our country a better place for others. There is an infinitesimal likelihood that we should exist in this way at this moment. The pale blue dot Carl Sagan called our Earth, our entire existence, and everything we know and love is a miracle. As I think about this image, I'm enchanted by our existence, our clear, concentrated breath of life, and I'm in love with humanity. And this love connects each of us. It is the purpose we are called to as humans, not necessarily to like each person, but rather to hold true respect for the dignity which in every person's soul. It is only through this love that we will actually begin to make strides towards justice in the world around us. In the words of Martin Luther King, darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. Let us drive out hate. Let us radically love one another. And let us realize that all humans are intricately woven together into what Dr. King called the single garment of destiny. Congratulations, class of 2020. Roll Trojans!
Thank you, Mary. The class of 2020 has selected a faculty member to address us this morning. She is consistently named a favorite teacher by seniors. Please welcome Garden City High School English teacher Nancy Fleming.
Well, that was almost early retirement. How are you guys? Good morning to our esteemed guests, and thank you, Mrs. Heineman, for your long-standing devotion and service to our schools. We wish you a happy retirement. Students, it's wonderful to see all of you today. We teachers desperately missed you. Today is a day that we envision quite differently, yet our current surreal circumstances in no way diminish the many ways that you have made the class of 2020 so outstanding. Individually, you have emerged as scholars and philanthropists, researchers and leaders, artists and athletes, musicians and actors, volunteers, engineers, and comedians. Collectively, you have supported each other during these difficult times, forging ahead with grace, fortitude, and optimism. I'd like to not only recognize your indefatigable spirit, but thank you for remaining so remarkable. I'm honored to address you today because I, like all of you, am a senior. In 10 minutes, though, you will be graduates, but alas, I will remain a senior. So I thought I'd offer you some advice based on my so many years of experiences as an educator, an executive, and a mom. Mythologist Joseph Campbell noted that our greatest transgression in life is not being fully awake. For many of us, it is often difficult to remain completely engaged when mired in our day-to-day routines and responsibilities. Campbell suggests that when you follow your bliss, that is, when you seek out the thing that you are most passionate about, you will be able to stay completely awake all of the time, enjoying that refreshment, that life within you. Many people settle in jobs that they do not enjoy, yet if you follow your most intense obsessions mercilessly, you will live the life you not only want to be living, but ought to be living. College may help you discover your bliss, although you may not recognize it right away. Take courses outside of your current educational orbit to explore the unknown and enrich your mind. Manage and maximize your education by reading voraciously, not simply your assignments. Writing is the greatest invention because it binds people together across the millennia to reveal the depth of human knowledge and the magic of humanity. In the end, six-figure salaries might afford you a good lifestyle, but following your bliss and continuing lifelong learning will bring you friends and contentment. Speaking of friends, Atticus Finch advised us to jump into someone else's skin to not only understand them, but to learn about ourselves. As you move forward, befriend and listen to people who don't look, talk, or act like you. Engaging in meaningful conversations rather than spewing ideologies will teach you that there is more than one way to think, to feel, to believe, and to behave. Learning from others will give you meaningful insight about varying perspectives. Working with others will foster creativity, dialogue, and solutions. Your own voice is perhaps the most important element of your education. If you have a differing opinion, question, or perspective, be confident and speak up. Ideas are never wrong. Neil Gaiman glorified the power of words and participation when he wrote, "You should be free to argue, explain, debate, clarify, sing, dramatize, and deny." And you can't take this freedom lightly. Don't be a passive participant in your own learning, or you'll miss some of life's largest lessons. Believe in yourself and use your voice for good. Life is often stressful. Trust your instincts and ask for help when you need it. Whether attending your physics professor's office hours every day, that was me, or calling home when you miss your family, visiting health services when you're not feeling physically or emotionally well, or asking a friend or relative to hang out and socialize, you must advocate for yourself. Reach out and people will respond. Go out and revel in your surroundings. Be aware of the smell of the rain on those gray days. Notice the sunlight slicing through the buildings as you walk through town or campus. Feel the coolness beneath the canopy of trees. Listen to the birds' songs and absorb the bounty of the outdoors. By focusing on just one beautiful image each day, you will remain mindful, peaceful, and appreciative of all that you have. Nature rarely disappoints. Lastly, embrace your ever-changing experiences. You are young, smart, curious, and talented. Make your own adventures. Your lives may seem to be on pause right now, but soon they'll be on fast forward. Take the time to discover who you are and work on becoming who you are meant to be. Be kind, give back, and stay cool. The best is yet to come. Congratulations, class of 2020. You rock.
Thank you, Ms. Fleming. Okay, so now we're at the point where we're going to be giving out the diplomas. So, graduates, on your chair was a large yellow envelope, and stapled to it was a yellow card with your name on it. Rip off the yellow card. You're going to need that. You're going to take that up with you. You can put the yellow envelope down. You don't need that now. You are going to come up row by row. If you remain socially distanced, you can keep your masks off. If you feel more comfortable, you can put it on. Ladies, you will go to your right and then follow around the white posts to the diploma table where you will pick up a diploma and have your picture taken. There will be the footprint on the floor for you to know where to stand for the photographer. Men, you're going to stand and go to your left, and then you'll follow around in front of the speaker and then to the table over here. Everybody will hand their yellow card to either Riley or Bella, and you guys can come up now. Riley Bauer and Isabella will be speaking to announce all the names. Isabella Ottamanelli, thank you. And Mr. Parada and Mr. Malone will gather at the podiums as well. They will receive the cards.
Read their name.
We'll call it up row by row.
You're going to put it in here.
So at this point, row one, please rise. Board members, you can go to the tables. Families of row 1 can exit your vehicles and come to the fence. Okay, row 1, you can start making your way around to the tables for your diplomas.
Lara Florence Abruzzo.
James S. Adams.
Emily Andruzzi.
James Joseph Affronti.
Victoria Atanisi.
Christopher A. Alfaya.
Alyssa Barone.
Thomas Anniser.
Mary Grace Foxen.
Okay, let's pause for a second. Graduates, after you pick up your diploma, you're going to stand at the table for a photo, and then you're going to come around to the front of where I am for a second photo. Row 2, you may now stand and head up. Families of row 2, you may now come towards the fence. Families of row 1, as your graduate is announced, you can please return to your cars. Okay, we can continue.
Jack Colin Arlotta.
Catherine Butler Staub.
George Peter Arianis.
Jamie Ann Bessendorfer.
Giuseppe A. Atria.
Constantina Mary Basias.
Michael D. Aversa.
Reese Carol Bauer.
Adam Baksh.
Julia Noel Bedian.
Trey Thomas Bauer.
Susan Elizabeth Bernhard.
Frankie Beal.
Julia Pauline Biley.
Armand Diana Bouzele.
Okay, we're going to pause and allow row 3 to stand and families of row 3 to come forward. And we can continue.
Lily Ann Blair.
Joseph Aldo Bereswell.
Catherine Rose Bacafola.
Michael Joseph
Mia Danielle Bombasudo.
Joe P. Bernieri.
Annalisa Braccio-Forte.
Andy William Borzolari.
Joe, you're going to come over here?
Juliana Brivio.
Andrew Timothy Braun.
Madeline Rose Brock.
Okay, we're going to
Jason.
pause. Sorry, we're going to pause again and allow row 4 to stand and come forward, and families of row 4 to come forward. Continue now.
Okay.
Jason Tyler Brown.
Alana Elizabeth Brown. Alana is receiving her diploma from her mom, Mrs. Laura Brown, former Board of Education trustee.
Zachary Andrew Buckman.
Gianna Grace Buckley.
Christian Byrne.
Emily Ann Butler.
Luke Christopher Caparici.
Catherine Elizabeth Capello.
James Stafford Carney.
Therese Sybil Castellano.
William Castoro.
Grace Kathleen Chico.
Christopher James Catalano.
Jolene S. Ciccarone.
Michael Leonard Sorrenzia.
Okay, we're going to pause again and allow row 5 to stand and families of row 5 to come forward. Again, families, once your graduate's name is read and they take their picture, please return to your vehicles. Thank you. We can continue?
Laura Ann Clarkson.
Desmond Chan.
Danielle Cohen.
Matthew Clark.
Catherine Coffey.
James Dylan Connolly.
Sarah Coletti.
James Michael Crowley.
Catherine Bridget Conklin.
Stephen Patrick DeBaney.
Mary Connolly.
Zachary Debler.
Caroline Grace Cody.
Tyler Devin DeSena,
Mary Julia Cowie,
Jake Franz Deutsch,
Okay, we'll pause again and allow row 6 to stand and come forward, and families of row 6 to come forward at this time. And we can continue.
Kristen Grace Curley,
Joseph John Donovan,
Okay, if we can pause again, I want to encourage graduates as you come forward, remain socially distanced from each other while you're online, and families as well, either wear your masks as you come to the fence or remain socially distanced. Thank you. And we can continue.
Alexandra Rose Davidson,
Troy Nelson DeRizis,
Caroline Deely,
Christian Duran,
Grace D'Angelo,
Kyle Thomas Flynn,
Elizabeth Joy Dezarian,
Zachary Ford Fowler,
Amanda Rose DeRosa,
Joseph Walter Foxen,
Tallene Duke Medjian,
Okay, we'll pause again and allow row 7 to stand and come forward, and families of row 7 to come forward. Thank you. We can continue.
Nathan E. Friedrich,
Samantha Dix,
Dylan Eric Fu,
Stephanie Dorotheos,
Chase Alexander Gardy,
Paige Dukas,
Max Alfred Genova,
Caitlin Lee Ekna,
Michael Joseph Jaraputa,
Peyton Eller,
Joseph Connor Gisolfi,
Farah El Rakawi,
Nick Rocco Jadis,
Alexa Jennifer Ervolino,
Okay, we're going to pause again, allow row 8 to come forward, and families of row 8 to come forward. Thank you.
Joseph Martin Griffin,
Nicole Alexa Ferraro,
Joseph Perry Griffith,
Victoria Ferraro,
Owen Denning Heaney,
Caroline Ferrio.
Scott Glenn Henneberger.
Audra Margaret Fitzgerald.
Connor Holfester.
Julia Jordan Flaherty.
Okay, we're going to pause and allow row 9 to stand and come forward, and families of row 9 to come
Christian
forward.
Holloway.
Caroline Flanagan.
Michael Hoover.
Erin Teresa Flanagan.
Pause just as a reminder, especially for the graduates, to remain socially distant while you're online, and parents as well, remain socially distant or wear your masks. Thank you.
Salvatore Ingracia.
Kristen Rose Flynn.
Giuliano Izzo.
Jada Fogarty Katrina.
John Paul Karcher.
Julia Renee Fornisar.
William John Karcher.
Annalise Elizabeth Fresley.
William John Kephart Jr.
Gabriella Enza Frisco.
James Patrick Klein.
Now we gotta wait for them to finish. You're gonna stay on this side of me.
Amanda Claire Galiotto.
They're gonna keep going. You're gonna be the last one read. Keep going.
Alexa Veronica Garasimovich.
Okay, we'll pause and let row 10 come forward. And any remaining graduates should be in row 10. And families of row 10, this should be the last row. And we're all ladies at this point, I
He's gonna be
believe.
the last name read after all the drums.
Yes.
So.
Okay, thank you.
Caitlin Gormley.
Do you want to, that award is for you, Riley. Come on. You did an awesome job.
Mary Grace Haggerty. Erin Grace Hart.
Correct. That's why you did a good job. That's why for the second one, like keep doing that. Stay in the middle, me. I know it's.
Kate Ann Henneberger.
To hug and kiss all your friends, but you did an awesome job.
Lana Elizabeth Hess. Amanda Michelle Hohenberger.
You're gonna stand up after you get the diploma.
Juliana Ingracia. Fatima Jimenez. Catherine Jashenko. Mary Beth Kane, Katrin Rose Carr, Norika Katsuya, Ryan Nicole Kenna,
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a difference when it comes down to track and cross.
Linny Kiley, Alex Cusage,
Bella Armanelli. Riley Bauer.
I would also like to read the names of student graduates who are not able to be here today. Constantine Adams, Catalina Carew, Victoria Carroll, Ryan Chan, Antonia DiMaggio, Johnson Gay-Varghese, Bradley Jeffrey, Alexander Horn, and Hunter Kelly. Congratulations, class of 2020. I want to thank everyone, all the graduates, and especially the families for your cooperation during this situation and what we just went through right here. It was a great job by everyone. We appreciate that. Thank you again. Graduates, in your yellow envelopes that you have, that's one of the most important envelopes you'll have for the rest of your life, because in there is your actual diploma. Also has other certificates from government agencies and a program from today as a keepsake. So that's a very important envelope. Do not leave that behind. Do not crinkle it. You're going to need that forever. So congratulations on having that. No other class has ever received their diplomas at the actual ceremony. So, will all the graduates of the class of 2020 please rise? I will now confer your diplomas. I, Kevin Steingrubner, principal of Garden City High School, on behalf of the New York State Board of Regents, with the permission of the Garden City Board of Education and the Superintendent of Schools, do hereby confer upon the candidates who stand before me a New York State high school diploma with all the rights and privileges it provides. Congratulations, class of 2020. Our goal was to have a 1-hour ceremony, and we are at 59 minutes, so we did it. Okay, graduates, please gather your belongings, and we will exit in an orderly fashion, row by row. So row 1, you will exit to your left and return to your cars. Families, please remain in your cars. As row 1 exits, row 2 can then follow. And then row 3 will follow row 2. Once you return to your cars, please exit so we can begin the next ceremony. I see cars are lining up in preparation of our 11 a.m. ceremony. Again, thank you to our families for your cooperation today. You've made this event a great one.